Hello, I'm Susan and welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to show a step-by-step process for how you can create a stunning 3D relief engraving on wood using xTools Creative Space software and an F1 laser. For those of you who are unsure of what a relief engraving really is, it's basically a deep engrave that will have varying heights to the engrave that give the image a 3D look and feel. You will actually be able to see and feel the ridges and valleys in your image once it's done engraving. So if this is something you're interested in learning more about, then please subscribe to the channel and let's get started. So the first step that you want to do is figure out what type of wood you want to do your 3D relief engraving on. I would suggest you do something that's light, like this wood that shows very little wood graining in. If you choose a piece of wood like this, you can see the two side by side. You can see the variations in color and wood graining as it goes through the piece of wood. I would not recommend this one unless you're okay with the being darker in this area, but it may need to be lighter. So that's why I tend to choose something like this. Even when you engrave into it, you might see a little bit of graining, but it won't show up as much as this, where the dark graining is. So that's the first thing you need to do. The second thing is you got to remember on Xtool F1, you only had to have a cutting surface of 110 millimeters by 110 millimeters. That's about 4.33 inches in each direction. So you want to, when doing a relief engrave, you want to cut your piece of wood to the size of your machine. If you're using a different laser, then yes, by all means, cut it to the size you want that will fit with your laser. But for today, we're using an Xtool F1, and that's the size surface that we have. Now, the piece of wood that I have here is 4.5 inches wide and 4.5 inches tall, because I would like a little bit of a border to show up around my engrave once it's done. Some people, when doing relief engraves, like it to go the full surface of the wood. If that's what you like, then make sure that you cut it smaller than the 4.33 inches each direction, because you're going to want your relief engrave to actually go past the edges on each side to make sure that it covers that entire piece of wood. If you've ever done sublimation, it's kind of like that. You want your image to be a little bit bigger than the piece of wood that you're working on, unless, like me, I would like a little bit of a frame. The next thing you want to do, if you're going to be doing an engrave and going past the edges, you don't want a piece of the wood to frame around it, then you're going to want to use your cutting panel, because this is made to where if the laser goes past the edge of the wood, it will come and hit this. You don't want it to hit your base plate and actually score or cut into your base plate. This is what's made for that, your cutting panel. So you want to set that in place if you want yours to go beyond. I don't, but I can still put it on top of it either way. You're going to place your wood centered on here, and the next thing you're going to want to do is align your laser. Now, if you can see, I've zoomed in a little bit. You're going to see these bright colors, but you're going to see the red infrared laser and then the blue diode laser. To adjust your lens, your laser, there's a button on the top, and I'm going to cross over top of here, and you want to turn it until one laser lines up over top the other one. And that adjusts it and aligns your laser for you. Next, we're going to move to Creative Space and get started setting this up. As you can see, I already have Xtool Creative Space open on my laptop. So the first thing you would want to do is come over here and click on Image and then import your image. Now, this is something I have already done. This is a JPEG image of a 3D relief picture. So first thing we next thing we would want to do is click on it and adjust the size. Now remember, if you're working with the Xtool F1, like I said earlier, you are limited to the dimensions of 110 millimeters by 110 millimeters, or 4.33 inches by 4.33 inches. And that is important when you're doing images like this. I have a 4.5-inch piece of wood. That's the width and the height of it. So I have set my dimensions to 4.25 by, that automatically adjusted my height to 4.316. This will engrave in the center of my material and allow a little bit of a wood border to kind of create a frame to it. Now, if you want your image to fill your material size, make sure that it's smaller than the 4.33 inches or 110 millimeters, and make your image just a little bit larger than your piece of material. As I said, you would want it to actually engrave a little bit past the edges to make sure it encompasses the material in entirety from height and width. Next, we want to look at the image itself. We want to make sure that it is set to an image of original. We want the sharpness on this layer to be at 100 and the grayscale at 255. We do not need to invert our image. The next step that we're going to do is make a copy of this image. So we're going to do a Control-C and a Control-V as in Victor, and it makes a second image. We're going to drag it off to the side, and we're going to be working with this image right now. We want to leave it as a filter of original. We want to leave the sharpness at 100, but we want to reduce the grayscale on it by approximately a third. So it's at 255, so I'm going to bring it down to approximately 157. Ooh, that was really good. And you notice that it lightens the image and shows the darker areas more. This is what we want, because the second engrave we do, we want to enhance those darker areas so that it deepens the engrave on the relief. So the next thing we want to do is we want to align. We want to take this image and move it to its own layer. So we want to right click. And this image is on an orange layer, so we can select any other color but that. So that moved it to a different layer. And I'm going to call it, double click on it, and we can call it layer 2. Now we want to move layer 2 below layer 1. So click off on that, click on layer 2, and drag it below layer 1. As you can see, we changed the order in which these will engrave. Now we want to align these layers one on top of the other. So click on one image, hit your Shift key, and click on the other image. We're going to come up to the top and hover over a line, and we want to horizontal align center. And then we hover over a line again, and we want a vertical align center. And that will align it one on top of the other. Once it's set that way, we want to hit group, because we want this image. Basically what's going to happen is it's going to engrave one image, and once it's done, it's going to start engraving the second image right after the first one. And it's actually going to do 2 passes, one with the first layer, one with the second layer. So let's come over here and change our settings. It's going to be set to output processing type of engrave. We want to use the blue light diode laser, which on the Xtool F1 is a 10-watt diode laser. We're going to set the dot duration to 200. So double click on the box, enter the 200. The power we want set to 75, so that is good. And the DPI we want set to 700. Double click on the box and enter 700. Now, since these are grouped together, the changes I make over here will be changes to both layers. That's something that you need to know when you group things together. When they're not grouped, then you can change each individual layer to have different dot duration, power, speeds, or DPI, depending on the type of, whether it's a bitmap or a vector type engrave. Okay, so we want a passive 1 for each one. The bitmap mode we are going to set is, we don't want it to be grayscale, we want it to be Atkinson. For those of you who are not familiar with the Atkinson bitmap mode, basically it resembles the Jarvis mode, but it preserves detail better through the very light and dark areas. And that's what's important here, is we want those dark areas and lighter areas to separate and those darker areas to engrave more deeply. So you actually get the difference in height to your engrave, which causes the relief. Okay, so now that you have all your settings over here where you want them to be, come over here and click on your item and make sure that it is centered on your material. And you can tell that it is. You can see the blue line vertically and horizontally showing up on your screen, and you know that your image is now centered on your machine. And now you can hit framing. Make sure that your framing hits where you want it to be. If you're wanting it within the material, make sure it lines up properly. If you want your entire material to be covered, make sure that framing box hits outside of your material so that it covers the entirety. It's covered by its entirety. Next, you will hit process. It's preparing for preview. There's your image. It's going to be engraved, and then hit start. Next, you want to go over on your machine, hit the button, the silver button on the top right-hand side of your machine, and it will start engraving. So now that the engrave is done, and I will forewarn you that 3D relief engraves do take a while. This one took a little over an hour and 15 minutes to do the engrave. So when I take it out of here, you can see the lion. I don't know if you can see the depth to it. I hope you can, because this turned out just beautiful. So you can see my fingernail running across here, and then you can see it going down into the grooves. I mean, it is amazing how this turned out, the coloration of it. Now, one thing you are going to notice is down near the bottom, you're going to see these lines. These are not engraved, they're coloration. As you can see, I don't know if you can see on the side, there we can. See the graining, how it goes through the wood, it's at a curve. Each one of these grains line up with each one of those lines. Remember me telling you if you have a little bit of darkness to your material, how it's going to show up? So mine showed up in a little lines looking at the bottom. But to me, that is still just beautiful. To me, it was worth the time. I love lions, and I think this one turned out just gorgeous. So, this is what you can create with your laser. And this is, remember, this is only an Xtool this is an Xtool F1. It's just a 10 watt diode laser. Move it back a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Well, I hope you learned something today. I was able to help you understand how to do a 3D relief engrave. If you enjoyed the video and learned something from it, please like the video and subscribe. And we'll see you next time at the shop. Have a good day. Bye.